back in. Well, yeah, I stream on Twitch, and I discovered it because I still liked watching people play video games. So when I was in college, I'd sometimes watch people play. Just at the end of the day, help me sleep or whatever.
Yeah, have some noise or something.
Yeah.
Generally, what I do, throw on a stream, go to bed, wake up, and then they're hosting somebody, and it's somebody yelling, you're like, okay, alarm clock, nice.
Yeah. Sometimes people tell me like a different stream to host, and like you'll host and be like, yeah, sure, I'll host this person. And then you see what you sent everyone over to. You're like, wow, that's a change of pace, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen some people just make bad hosts. Like, they don't know right off the bat. Like, the person looks chill and they get there, and it's like next day, like, I'm sorry. I didn't want to send you. I thought they were nice, but they didn't accept the stream very well. We're done. We're on the blacklist. Try again. Because I noticed now a lot of streamers are trying to, like, not host their friends, but try and find smaller streamers somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like hosting smaller streamers, like that's partly what helped my stream grow, is other streamers hosting my stream. It really helps you find new viewers. Because the hardest part about growing a stream is having a few viewers in the first place. Once you have a decent chunk, then more people can find it easily by just scrolling through whatever category you're in.
Hit the follow button. Most people generally go through their follow list anyways.
Yeah.
Your own TV. I feel like watching Rainbow Six. Got a couple people for that.
Yep.
Go watch some IRL. I have a couple people for that when they do it.
But who do you watch IRL?
Katie was doing her stuff. I followed her.
Oh,
I
okay.
still watch her do her GTA stuff, but like her, there was somebody out in Newfoundland that also did GTA RP that was doing streaming out there for a bit. IRL stuff just to go show people how nice it is out there.
Yeah.
I go check out the festivals and stuff they had. I honestly don't explore that section much.
No, mostly video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. IRL's my home until they change it to whatever they're changing it to.
Yeah, I saw that. That'll be a great time for everybody.
It'll make streams like mine a bit less discoverable, I think, for new people. Because sometimes people just scroll through IRL to see what shenanigans people are up to, because it's essentially the anything but video games category right now.
Yeah. And most people use the IRL channel to do other things.
Yeah.
They feel like, so it's kind of like semi-cesspool.
Yeah. It's pretty forested, and then when you get to the west coast, the trees get pretty big. We just get a lot of rain there, and that kind of helps them grow. We have more like evergreens, where like here there's some, but like it's a lot of deciduous trees as well. Yeah, like BC is predominantly like pine trees and stuff. But it's very green there, and it's green all year round. It never really gets the, like when the deciduous trees lose their leaves, it looks pretty stark. Yeah, but it's very green all year.
All the winter time.
Yeah.
You guys just get rain. Besides, I think last year, Provincial freaked out because they got snow and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I think it was last winter they had an unseasonably amount of snow for both Vancouver Island. They don't deal with snow that well.
Yeah, at the time I worked in Shaw doing tech support, so I'd get people come like just chatting with people.
Yeah.
I'm like, so how's the snow? They're like, we hate it. I'm like,
quite often a different type of snow when they do get it. You usually get really wet, heavy snow, and your car floats on it pretty good. And the other problem is a lot of people don't get winter tires. It's like, oh, I'm from the West Coast, it doesn't really snow here.
To invest in that, it doesn't snow often, and when it does, it's for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Great thing.
Yeah. So they don't invest in that, so you get this really wet, heavy snow that you float on real easily, and then just all-weather tires or all-season tires, which aren't the best. They're not really all-season.
At least you guys don't shut down like Toronto. I remember that a few years ago. They got like a foot and a half of snow and they shut down.
Oh yeah?
They shut down the city because they didn't have the necessary like tools to plow the streets. So they called them the military.
Yeah.
And the military had to come clean the streets.
Yeah.
So I just keep bringing that up and making fun of them. Because here we don't care. Manitoba's like, if it snows enough to where you can't drive, your companies are just like, show up if you can. If you can't, stay home.
Mm-hmm. Well, what we did like in BC is you could fairly reliably get like one good snowfall year, and if we got more than a few inches, they closed down the schools because they said it wasn't safe for the buses to run.
Yeah.
So then we get pretty reliably at least one snow day a year, which the kids love and the parents hate because they have to figure out childcare for the kids.
Yeah, Southern Snow Day. I always envied like around the countryside and stuff because like all the roads into the city just close when it gets to just bad weather-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there every day and you're just like, listen for snow days. You're just like, I'm never gonna get it. My school's like 10 minutes down.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the regular thing. If there was any chance of snow that night before, like, or if you got any snow the night before, you'd be on the radio in the morning being like, did they cancel? Did they cancel?
They're just like, rinks there, goal. If you want to go skate, go skate.
Yeah.
It was minus 25 and we decided to play.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring long sleeves. I was in net. So I'm in this t-shirt, goal clipping on, and I'm just like, okay, minus 25 with the wind chill. We're just gonna say screw it, we're gonna push through this. I think we shut out the enemy team, the opposing team because I was so cold. I was literally just, I have to literally just cut them out. It was a team that we faced. How did you do that? I'm like, I'm cold. I'm in a t-shirt, I'm gonna go inside.
So yeah, t-shirt minus 25, thermia pretty quick.
You get some insulation from the padding.
I guess, yeah.
Or it cuts out the wind a little bit. I had everything else prepped though. Vaseline, baby powder. I'm an odd one. I'm like, why are you putting Vaseline on my face? She's like, you'll find out when you come inside. Come inside, no one heard. I'm like, okay. Now I do it. All my friends think I'm crazy.
Burn is a real thing?
The baby powder's in. Have you ever done that?
For what?
Baby powder in your, skates, and it sucks up the moisture.
Oh,
so
yeah.
your feet don't get cold.
Oh, that makes sense. No, I haven't used baby powder for anything like that. I've heard of people like powdering their feet and stuff like that to help with the feet sweating and stuff like that, but I haven't done it.
I don't know if they use specialized powder. I was just taught to use baby powder.
Yeah.
It's work. Your feet dry out a bit, but it's either that or your feet get cold.
Yep. So you'll sweat and then they're wet and then, yeah.
Canadian Tire welcome. Sorry about that for me.
Oh. Wow.
I don't want to come off my car. I don't have to. Subway, nice lakes.
Yeah. Like, I've heard for people in Ontario, it's like very often, it's very common for people to have their summer cottage on a lake somewhere.
Yeah. Well, especially around here because Kenora has like a lot of docks.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen it, like all on the side, like people come from wherever out there, come park their boat, go get subway, come back, go back to the cottage or the house.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
On this one, past 10 days, we've had one out of Revelstoke, BC. Just took me to Golden, but it's uncommon. Most commercial trucking companies have banned their drivers from picking anything up for insurance liability reasons. But yeah, it used to be, from what I've heard, very common. More common than personal vehicles, but
nothing else to do. You're driving like
yeah.
You're driving like 13, 14 hours.
Yeah. I know there's also more ways for truckers to entertain themselves with cellular data and stuff like that. You can listen to audiobooks, podcasts, stuff to keep you entertained, stream music. Or before they'd hang out on the CB and talk amongst themselves. And I've heard that there's some interesting chatter on there sometimes, but a lot less truck drivers use the CB anymore.
Yeah, I read about that. I'm like, that's always a fun time. And the old movie show it, now it's like nobody uses it because they have phones.
Yeah.
You just go call up your truck driver buddy, just get him up with hands free, and just chat with him when you're driving.
Yeah. Like in theory, you're supposed to have it on, like for a general channel, and like other drivers can contact you if they need to, like talking about obstructions up on the road or anything like that.
Emergencies.
Yeah.
Or, hey, like emergency, I'm kind of in trouble, I'm falling asleep. And
Yeah, any kind of notification. Like other truck drivers, like if you see someone, like maybe you see a truck driver in front of you and they blew a tire, you can't always feel that they blew a tire.
Yeah.
But if you got a CB on and they have it on the general channel, then you can contact them. You just call out their company name and their direction, and you should be able to hail them. But if you don't have your CB on, then you can hail them. So
yeah. A lot of down the YouTube kind of rabbit hole pop up on my feed. This dude ended up getting in a fight with his dispatcher because they do what are called like 10-hour breaks.
Yeah.
So you drive your 14 hours and you get a 10-hour break to like do whatever and sleep, and then back on your 14 hours and they can throw you in another 10-hour break.
mm-hmm.
Dump off your empty load. So you have this 20-hour period. That doesn't work.
Yeah. No.
And they're just like, well, you gotta find a way. And he's just like, nope, I'm going to bed. I don't care. I'm like, we're in a fire. He's like, I don't care. I don't want to risk the lives of my truck and other people because you're trying to make me drive 14 hours.
Yeah.
But I think they fixed that after like years of it.
Yeah, they've got max hours per day and max hours per week to try and combat that because, yeah, it was people push their drivers so hard and
or the drivers push themselves just because they think they can and then something happens. The micro sweeps are scary.
Definitely.
I used to work overnights. I used to work weird 12-hour shifts at the airport.
Yep.
And because I wasn't full-time, I didn't get it. Essentially how it worked was 2 days, 2 nights, 4 days off.
Yeah.
So part-time, you don't get that. They just shove you with hours, and I'm like, I need money.
Mm-hmm.
It screwed up my sleep schedule so much, I would start getting micro sleeps, and I was sleeping in my car on the highway. I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
nope.
no, it's
We're not doing that.
absolutely. All right. So, at the bypass soon.
So is it after Clayton or before that? Because Kenora is kind of split up in, it's called Kenora, but it's split up into like 2 towns.
Oh, is it?
Clayton's the first one, and I don't remember the second one.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always just hitchhiked at this one spot at the bypass.
Let me know where it is, and we'll
Sure.
drop you off.
1.5K. Anywhere here, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Cheese, everything, eh?
Yeah, it's my whole life here.
Nothing nice.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate the ride. I'll give you a little business card for my. So you want to see what I do?
Sounds good. That's all we do is watch Twitch anyways. Sick.
There you go.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, 1 sec.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one, man. Okay, that was interesting. Now that's the first time where I'm like, this person, there's been times where people are like, this person's definitely a viewer. And that's the first time where I'm like, I feel like this person might be a viewer. Because immediately we started talking about, I'm like, yeah, I'm documenting the process of hitchhiking. He's like, oh yeah, I watch Twitch. And I'm like, wait, do you know my channel? He's like, no. I'm like, do you not now? Wasn't to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna take a ride with you. But I'm skeptical. As in, he said he watches Katie and a girl from Newfoundland that's in the GTA role-playing stuff. I'm like, I was just talking about this person from Newfoundland that does IRL stuff in Newfoundland. Whatever. Yeah. Are you going to Europe? I'm probably going to run out of time before TwitchCon, so Europe will have to come after. Okay. Hello, it's me, your driver. Which one of it was you? Call an Uber, why? Why does everyone say that? Uber is actually allowed in Ontario though, isn't it? It's banned in BC. You get out? No, I said you could take me to Kenora, which is just like the next major civilization. So I didn't get out because of that, but it's just where I'm getting out. So I got out the bypass. You can either take the 17 into Kenora or the 17A, which bypasses it. Hitchhike your way on a plane to Europe or pay. I don't know. Probably pay or use my air miles or airline points. Because I already used the word air miles. There's an actual point system called air miles, and it kind of sucks. Now, I've hitchhiked at this bypass before. I'm trying to remember where I stood. Was it just after the bypass? I think so. But yeah, we're of course having some connection problems through there, which is not really a surprise. probably fine here. Alright. Here's my shoulder. Okay hard shoulder. Pretty wide soft shoulder on top of that, so people have lots of room to pull over. And yeah, just keep it going. So we're now officially in Ontario. We're in real Ontario now. But through this section of Ontario, you never have speed limits more than 90 kilometers an hour, so your speeds aren't actually that fast. Or if you get dropped off at a weird spot in like BC, sometimes you're at a 120 kilometer an hour speed limit spot. Looks like the last place we were hitchhiking. The last place had like a town in front of me up there. This is kind of just like empty land. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna set this down and start hitchhiking, but I'm gonna look at a map of the area. So I feel like it looked slightly different when I hitchhiked at this junction. Up here, you go down. Good. Use the Kelowna sign. That's relevant, right? They're all taking Kenora. We need people on the bypass. Looking at Kenora on Google Maps, holy crap, never knows how many islands. Oh yeah, there's so many lakes in this region. This region, parts of Manitoba, if you look at like the regular Google Maps view and you kind of zoom in a little bit, holy lakes. All the lakes in the world. Are you gonna load your map? No? Don't feel like it? Or where did you put me? I am not there. I am not in a lake. Right there, yeah. Oh, that's where I went before. I see. I understand now. I might walk there then. There's a split here, just Y's, and then how far is that? Is it gonna show me? Can you? So like 600 meters. There's another junction, and you'll actually catch a little bit more traffic there. The shoulder is all right here. Decide whether to take the walk or just do it here. But yeah, variable connection stuff is like, Not good for streaming, obviously. Like we were, slowly built our way up while we were hitchhiking at the last spot to like 300-ish kind of viewers, and then of course connections cutting in and out between towns, and then you go down to like 100, and it's not a reliable stream, especially through this area. Going east of Kenora will be more of the same or even worse. Most people taking that turn up ahead are going west. Yeah? You're from the area? Okay. Trying to think when I was there, because I remember people turning in front of me. I'm just trying to think of what direction they were going and if anyone were turning my way. Yeah, I have a feeling most people are heading east, because it's kind of like on the western part of town. I couldn't see, if people were heading east, I don't know if they'd take that way. Like, where would they start from, where they would take that turn and head east? During the US streams, it was more like 700 views, and there's a combination why I'm not getting that many viewers. As people reminded me, it's no longer the summer anymore. People are back to school and stuff like that, so average viewership across Twitch is down. And I also took I took essentially 4 weeks off hitchhiking. Once I got to Vegas, I stopped there for a week. Then I went to Alaska, and I hitchhiked for like 3 days. So that was actual hitchhiking. But then I went to Hawaii, didn't hitchhike there for a week, and I went home for 2.5 weeks. So I had essentially a month of no hitchhiking, and then once I got home, I didn't stream for 2.5 weeks. So essentially inconsistency. It's not because I'm in Canada, not United States. It's because I'm not streaming consistently. Most people taking that turn up ahead. Oh, yeah. You gamble at Vegas? I lost $20 because I felt like I should gamble in Vegas. I just put it into a slot machine and did the max bet until it left my wallet. Technicolor Cat. Been like a few days now. Interesting meow. I like it. Glad you enjoyed the stream. And thanks for saying hi. Commercial trucks probably won't stop, but we'll still throw them anyway. They're kind of slow, but you get a nice view from the truck, and they're comfortable. Off to first official training day shift with Cisco. Time to learn to ride a pallet jack and keep up in a warehouse. There you go. Well, let us know how it goes. Have a great first day. The new big fancy job. Canada's visually more stunning for a viewer, in my opinion. Well, we just went through the prairies and everyone was complaining about that, but you'll get the same through the middle parts of the United States. I don't know, there's visually stunning places in both countries. Yeah, you're in Ontario, Thunder Bay, hopefully. Yeah, I'm home for Thunder Bay today. I think that's doable. Getting a ride here, all these guys are going long distance, so we'll see. being your CDL, trucker's license, trailer, be sure to save all hitchhikers. You might not be allowed to. And don't risk your job for it. Guessing your company will tell you to not do that. Wish I didn't miss your streamer state. I live in Winnipeg. I could have met you. Oh, we have so many viewers from Winnipeg. That's so crazy. Yeah, there's several people that had offered to come meet me, offered for places to stay. It was crazy. I think I had 3 or 4 offers for places to stay. Other ones for just to meet up. I ended up meeting up with one. DJ Quicks. Drove me around a little bit, gave me a couch to crash on, and drove me to the eastern edge of town the next day. It was a good time. But you know what? I like Winnipeg now. I always talk crap about Winnipeg. I liked it. City I'll continue to talk crap about is Edmonton, though. $6.25 for a city bus ticket? What kind of crap is that? Before you stream, do you get people offer you a place? Yeah, from people that pick me up hitchhiking. And sometimes people I just meet walking down the street. It was more common in countries that I'm not native to. Like when I went to Europe, it happened a lot more in Europe than it does in Canada. I feel like when you're not from there, they just feel more like they want to show you, they want to bring you in a bit more, I guess. Like in Ireland, that happened a lot. People offer me places to stay and stuff. Yeah, in Europe, it seemed like almost every country I went to, I ended up at least once having a place to stay with someone local to that area, which is a really cool way of seeing that area. My data plan in Canada. It's actually a US plan that's roaming in Canada through a third party. Oh. Thought they're coming this way, but they're taking the Kenora away. That startled me. I didn't expect a human. I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Who's gonna be jogging down the Trans-Canada Highway? I'm like, look, I heard something. I look behind me. Someone jogging at me. Plans up to TwitchCon. Depending on how things are, I might hitchhike back up from TwitchCon back to BC and then start another trip from there. I don't know where I want to go after that. I came into Random Jogger. Where's he eating pie for that statement? I'll wake up in the morning. Yes. Wait, it's the afternoon now. It still woke me up though. Vapors. Go Europe after? I'm thinking about it. It'll be like November, so you're getting into winter, and winter conditions are harder to stream in. Think your words here next time. Yeah, phrasing. I was hitchhiking to Mexico. Not in the immediate future, but potentially in the longer term future. I'd be scared to hitchhike in Mexico, to be honest. I think in certain areas it'd be fine. Certain areas you'd have to be a bit more careful. Trevor needs Spanish lessons before Mexico. Absolutely. And that's usually how I explain it. People are like, you should hitchhike here. You should hitchhike in South America. I'd love to. I want to be able to communicate when I'm there. Was the sofa comfy last night? It actually was. Now, I didn't get that much sleep. We stayed up till like about midnight. And then we left at 6:30. But well, that's okay. It was comfy though. Got to recharge my batteries. No one clipped him being scared by a jogger. Yeah, you should clip that. Super intimidating. You're not supposed to sneak up on a hitchhiker. They're easily startled. And when they're frightened, they're dangerous. Hitchhiking in Antarctica? Alright, we'll do that. I guess it's gonna be difficult to stream there. There's no, I don't think there's cellular service providers. You'd only get satellite, and it'd be a very expensive satellite at that. To Perimeter this morning. Yeah, DJ Quicks. Yeah, I was out there just after 7. I started the stream and the sun was just rising at that moment. So the very start of today's vlog would be the sun coming up. Ah, harmless old lady jogger. Exactly, they're scary. You know, I hitchhike around the world, do a bunch of weird crap like that. Get scared by just a nice little person just jogging, getting some exercise. Do you have any long-term plans? No, nothing too particular. I'm gonna continue doing this as long as I enjoy it and it's economically viable. Feels nice though. What do you plan to do after streaming? I don't know. Yeah, we just had, was it Grizzly? It'll go straight for me. Go straight a book, because I'm not much of an author. But I don't know. Hey, people always tell me to write. I just don't know what. Like, just a book of like me telling stories about hitchhiking. Like, there's no point I'm trying to sell, really. I'm just like, I like hitchhiking. Like, quite often there's like some kind of message you're trying to sell. It's not much of a message I'm trying to sell. I just like hitchhiking. I compare it to, like, what was it, the Forrest Gump thing where he's running across the country a bunch of times just because he likes running, and someone, like, reporters come up to him and they're like, are you doing this for world peace? Are you doing this for women's rights? No. I just feel, I just like hitchhiking. Right, many stories, all the crazy stuff that happened. And, like, weird stuff does happen, but it's not as crazy as things sound. Like, Travis, the other sponsor, Trailer for the other day, he has crazier stories than I do, because, like, he ended up in, like, back of a car with a prostitute and in, where was he? Dubai or something, and just, anyway. I've been waiting for a ride here, probably, what, 15 minutes? Is it cold? It's not too bad. There's a bit of a breeze. But the sun, well, it was out, it just went away, but the sun felt really nice. Whereabouts are you? Kenora, or around Kenora, Ontario. Frickin' Ontario. So now I got about 2,000 kilometers of this province. Are you never getting tired of hitchhiking? Will I never get tired of hitchhiking? I will get tired of hitchhiking eventually. Am I tired of hitchhiking? No, I'm not tired of hitchhiking. Ontario. It's 2,000 kilometers of a whole lot of 90-kilometer-an-hour speed limit highways. How are the hosers treating you in Ontario? Freaking hosers. People have always treated me well in Ontario. I just complain because it takes forever to get through Ontario. Actually, the first time I went through Ontario, I got through Ontario in about 20 hours. Because I got picked up right about here, actually a couple hundred meters that way, by a guy from Cameroon, and he was going to Montreal. And we took turns driving for 20 hours and got to Montreal as soon as possible. Will you directly hitchhike to TwitchCon from this trip or go home first? Like, time-wise, it's going to be limited by the time we get there. We're almost at October here, and it's end of October. I've got another 10 days to Newfoundland or something like that, including stopping in Ontario and stuff. I'd pretty much have to be headed straight back that way. If I need to, well, I've got, yeah, I really don't know. He let you drive his car? Yeah, I've probably had that about 8 times in my life or something like that, where people pick you up, and usually they start driving, and then they get tired, and then they're like, hey, you want to take over? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. It's only happened once, where, one sec. Once where, and that was in the United States, the Utah to Las Vegas, Nevada ride, where this lady pulled over and she's like, hey, do you have a license? Can you drive? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Wherever you are, just fly 3 days before the con. Yeah, I guess. It'd be kind of fun to hitchhike the last bit, because then I could make a TwitchCon sign. Trevor, you were driving, who would you stop for? I stop for most people, but you know how I usually kind of, I'm like, hey, how's your day going? Where are you headed to? I kind of feel out the driver before I hop in there. I do the same for the people hitchhiking that I pick up. So I keep my door locked, roll down the window part way, and I'm, hey, what's up? Where are you going? That kind of thing. And then if they're super drunk, if they're intoxicated a little bit, I'll quite often they just need to get somewhere, and I don't have a problem with someone being intoxicated to some extent. But if they're like past a certain point and obnoxious, then like I'm not gonna take you. I'm sorry. or if they're just off their rocker crazy, you can usually tell. I haven't had to turn anyone down. With that said, I haven't picked up that many people because I don't drive very much. Do you use air mattress? Yeah, I use an Xped down mat 5 something. Yeah, it's inflatable, insulated sleeping pad. So on that topic, you've got 2 main paths you can take as far as your sleeping pad, and yes, you should have a sleeping pad of some sort because it insulates you from the ground. If you sleep directly on your sleeping bag, you compress that insulation underneath you, like down, like you'll just compress it, and then you'll essentially be sleeping directly on the ground, and the ground is usually fairly cold, and the ground will just like suck your warmth out from underneath you. When I sold outdoor gear and apparel, some people they could never stay warm when they're camping, and quite often the limitation on their sleep system was not the sleeping bag, it was the sleeping pad. Maybe they just had a big inflatable air mattress thing, which are not inflated at all or insulated at all. That air, it kind of like does a cycle thing. Like you warm up the air underneath you, but then it like cycles around and then goes away from you and get cold air. So you constantly have cold air circulating up to underneath you, and it just draws heat from underneath you. So you should have some level of insulated sleeping in a colder climate. Our jogger's coming back, I think. I bought a normal sleeping pad, but so big I need to have it outside, which makes my rain cover. What? This rain cover not fit the whole bag. Oh, it's too big for your shelter? What type of pad do you get? Like a lot of pads are fairly minimalist because the less surface area they have to have, the less material they have, the lighter they are, the smaller they're packed down. And like some people, if they're using close enough, oh yeah, so yeah, there's the inflatable, and then there's non-inflatables. Actually, some type of foam, and you just roll that out and lay on that. Like people go in ultralight, they're like, oh, my feet doesn't need a sleeping pad, so they cut off the bottom of their sleeping pad. Rain cover? It doesn't. Oh, your rain cover for the bag with the sleeping pad on it. It takes up too much space. Is that what we're talking about? I feel it would not too many sickos. If I had a friend that was a girl and they'd never hitchhiked before, I wouldn't recommend they hitchhike by themselves. If they wanted to hitchhike with me, I'd take them. If they had another friend, a girl, a guy, whatever, they wanted to go with, I would say, have at her. I wouldn't tell my friend, oh, you want to try hitchhiking, go by yourself. easier to get a ride though? Well, I'm not a girl, so I don't know, but I can give you the statistics I do have on hand to let you know if it's easier with a girl, or as a girl. My average wait time is probably just under 30 minutes in 970 or so rides. My average wait time hitchhiking with Emily, which is the only person I've hitchhiked with more than like once or twice, we've caught 18 rides. Average wait time is about 10 minutes. So, based on that, can we say it's best for a girl to hitchhike? Well, certainly brought my average wait times down. Bring a girl, get faster rides. I just said that's what happens. When you plan on doing it, you're pretty new to the stream. I haven't hitchhiked with. I hitchhiked with Emily from Montpelier, Vermont to Boston, Massachusetts. A friend from Ontario here. That was the last time I hitchhiked with a partner, and that would have been around Hitchhiking America Day 80 or so. We did that. Van drivers carry sorry signs? No, but they should. Everyone that says no, sorry. It's okay. I don't actually have any negative thoughts or emotions about people that don't want to pick me up. It doesn't matter. I understand not wanting to pick up a hitchhiker. You don't have to explain yourself. Oh, yeah. I feel like there was... It's like an hour ago now, because I thought I saw something pop up that wasn't a follower, and then I got distracted by something. I think it was, yeah, Golden Gun, thanks for the 50 bits an hour ago. That delayed thanking for bits, so. Is it much easier to hitchhike without a beard? I haven't hitchhiked with a beard much, but in my opinion, how you present yourself, the more innocent you present yourself, the more youthful you present yourself, on average, the faster your rides will come. Now, in my opinion, a beard makes you look older and maybe more rugged, maybe a little tougher. So I think that would make your wait times on average longer. Have you hitched in Europe? Yeah, I've hitchhiked through Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Russia. In Europe. A couple other countries outside of that, but those are the European countries. And yes, a big sharp axe in your hand might extend the waiting time for a ride too. That's true. Why didn't you go to Finland? I kind of wanted to. I wanted to take one of those like ferries from Stockholm to Finland, but then I didn't. I don't really have an explanation. I can't be like, I didn't go to Finland because this. It's just kind of like, I decided to hitchhike across and go down in through Denmark instead. I'd like to go to Finland. Hopefully next European trip I'll make it out there. But it just didn't happen. And I feel like having a clean-shaven face means you've washed recently, or it looks like you've washed recently. Again, part of the clean and presentable. If you have a clean-shaven face, it means you probably showered and then shaved recently. In my case, I'm lucky. I got to shower and shave, last night. Where do you have most success hitchhiking in Europe? It worked pretty much everywhere just fine. There's nowhere that stands out in Europe and I'm like, wow, that is... Well, Ireland, small town to small town, was really fun. But it works the same kind of everywhere. I found success everywhere in Europe. And that's really the recurring thing is like, I'll go to some place and be like, oh, people don't pick up hitchhikers here. People don't hitchhike here. We don't do that here. And it works just fine. Everywhere you go. You ever had someone pull over to pick you up, but then take off before you get to the vehicle? Once. Out of the Comox Valley on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, my hometown. That's the only place that's ever happened, my hometown. How many shirts do you pack? 3 shirts, 1 pair of pants, 3 boxers, 5 socks on this trip right now. If I wanted to. Better? Okay, it looks better. I can wear all my mid layers at the same time. I can wear my base layer, my merino wool layer on top of that, my fleece layer on top of that, my down layer on top of that, and then throw my shell over top of that, and that'll get me down to a pretty decent temperature. Now I do have a secret weapon for cold weather, and that's my parka, which I wasn't going to bring, but I decided to bring anyway because I don't like being cold. So if I'm being stationary, sitting outside and it's below 0, I'll probably just throw my parka on because it's the warmest thing in the world. I checked the antenna and it felt like when I pushed it pushed a little bit in, so I might have just kind of disconnected. Stupid antenna. It's the worst connection ever. I'm not even doing anything and it came out. It's standing stationary. Which brand is that parka? Arc'teryx. Resident sleeper. What did you expect from a hitchhiking stream? Resident sleeper. But yeah, people will ask me kind of like, is it responsible to be hitchhiking later in the year in Canada? Aren't you risking yourself to exposure? I should be right now safe, not comfortable, but safe down to about minus 25, sleeping outside as well. That's extremely unlikely to happen. And I'll be safe down to that temperature. Wildest animal encounter you had on your adventures? I haven't had anything too crazy. Oh, yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was walking down the road and this rabid animal came, climbed under the fence from where they were coming from, and they came and attacked me with love. It was this cute dog. It attacked me with love. What would you do if you see a bear while you're camping? Well, I'd stay in my tent. I don't have that much good food, so they'd probably leave me alone. Thought hitchhiking was illegal? It's not. In the United States, it's illegal in Nevada, Idaho, Delaware, New Jersey, and most places in Hawaii. In Canada, it'll be illegal on any 400 series highway, but that's not hitchhiking, that's being a pedestrian on the highway. So you can hitchhike on the on-ramp. Oh, I missed it. I feel like someone made a command for like the dog attack or like something. They made a command. You carry on in minus 20 of cold. I'll watch you from your window. Yeah. I'd like to do some winter stuff. once it gets really cold this winter. It'll be difficult from a technology point to stream in those extreme environments, though. Oh, it is exclamation point dog attack. There we go. Frick yeah. But no, actual animal encounters. I've had a few boars around my tent. Those are both in Germany. I've had coyotes around. I haven't interacted with bears. No bears. Highway? Yes. Why don't truckers stop more often? They're not allowed to, is essentially the shortest answer. Most trucking companies have banned drivers from picking up anyone, including hitchhikers. It's an insurance liability thing. The truck driver's insured, the truck is insured. I would not be insured. Should something happen, the company is concerned of liability. Which I understand. And half the time when truck drivers pick me up nowadays, they just don't care. They're like, yeah, I'm not supposed to pick you up, but I don't care. Now, if someone's a truck driver, I 100% don't expect them to break their company rules and risk their job just to pick up little old me. That dog was sweet, glad he didn't follow. I know, I was concerned he was gonna follow me, and I'm like, no, I can't take you as much as I want to. The older trucks have a much flatter surface and they not as aerodynamic, and when they pass they just give a whoo of wind. Don't you miss Vegas though, Trev? Frickin' Vegas. No. They can take you to sit in the trailer, fun fact. Is that an actual thing? Is it legal to be a pedestrian in the trailer? There's no seatbelts in there, aren't there requirements for that? Quite often if they're a company driver, they're not even allowed to open their trailer. What they do is they drive the truck, grab a trailer, take it to wherever they're supposed to go, and drop the trailer off. They don't touch anything to do with the trailer. Nable! Thanks for the 3-month resub. Appreciate the continued support. How long does it take you to get a ride, usually? Average wait time, 970 rides in my life, about 30 minutes, give or take. 1 week. Was it a week and a half? Was it that long? I thought it was like about a week. Could have been a week and a half. I don't remember. Got one. And they got a canoe on top of their car. That's a good sign. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Whereabouts you headed to?
Today just Dryden.
Dryden?